I can't let go of my husband, you know. He's very handsome, he's very sexy, he's very much my type. I have a very specific type. I like dudes who look as close to Keanu Reeves as possible. Yeah. And that's my husband, straight up. He's so good looking, he's so interesting. He speaks 3 different languages. He introduced me to mushrooms and ayahuasca. Changed my life. So in addition to being my husband, he's also my drug dealer. I can't lose that shaman connect, you know? My husband's so smart. He went to Carnegie Mellon, Harvard Business School. He's a Fulbright scholar. He was smart enough to choose me, to invest in me when I was 20 pounds heavier, had chronic acne, and no money. He bought low. And if we get divorced, he gonna sell high. I can't let him get away with that. So my husband, he's all of these wonderful things, right? But most importantly, he gives me permission to be myself. Which perhaps for a wild, untamable spirit is the most important quality to find in a man. But people think it's so difficult for my husband to do something so simple as giving me permission to be myself. They always ask him, oh my God, how do you feel about your wife, Ali, going up on stage in front of all of these strangers, talking about how much she wants to cheat on you? You know, right now, while we're all here, my husband is at home in the house that I bought. Telling time on the Rolex I got him for Father's Day. Jacking off to porn that he streams on the high-speed internet I pay for every month. So he always tells me, yeah, you go ahead, you know. He doesn't give a shit about what I say on stage because he's too busy living the life I wanted for myself. While he is lying down. And now that I'm the clear breadwinner, he don't choke me like he used to. It's too high stakes if I die. I'll be like, harder, come on, harder, harder. And he'll be like, but I really want a PS5. It's all sold out, and the wait lists and the ports are all full. People like to assume that because my husband is very spiritual and because he's Asian American, that he's some kind of softie. When the truth is, he got this backbone made of pure, solid steel. He is a motherfucker. And whenever we get into an argument and I raise my voice, he'll look me in the eye and say to me, oh, you don't talk to me like that. And then I'll be like, oh. Oh, I'ma suck your dick. You put me in my place again. And then you give me permission to be myself, and then you tell me what to do, and then you celebrate me, and that, single people, is what a healthy marriage looks like, okay? I've been Ali Wong. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. I can't take it. I don't know what he's gonna do next. And the people that voted for him, they don't know what he's gonna do next. But they have a different tone, I think. You know, I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna do next, but I think they're like, I don't know what he's gonna do next, man. This is crazy. Then why'd you vote for him? Hey, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's what he ran on, so that makes sense. I mean, I'm afraid of my phone. I'm afraid of my phone. I can't check the news. I'm terrified to refresh the news browser on my phone. You wake up, you're like, do I have coffee first, or should I check it now? You know, I don't know what he did while I was sleeping. And is there nervousness? You know, like, it's terrifying, because you know it's not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. You're not going to do it and be like, oh, okay, great. It's not going to happen. And I couldn't figure out, you know, what was that feeling that I was experiencing every time I refreshed the news browser on my phone. And it must be akin to an abusive stepfather kicking your bedroom door in just to go, I'm burning the house down. And then he walks out and shuts the door behind him. And you're sitting there with your phone going, I should go, right? Where can I go? And it's just crazy. It's just, you know, the people he's appointing is crazy. It's gotten to the point where I can say things to you that would never make sense previous. But now you'd be like, all right. Like, I can walk up to you like, hey, man, did you hear they're making the Grand Canyon a landfill? What? Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, I guess. But what's their logic? Well, you know, how many times you got to see that thing, you know? They're just going to do half of it, and the other half you can still see. I bet people go see the garbage, too, because that's a lot of garbage. It's going to be a double thing now. Yeah, I mean, I could see why they would do that. It's okay to hunt at zoos now. What? Yeah, the new EPA guy, I don't know. Guess it's okay, like, right, I guess that makes sense with their logic, I guess. It's gonna be a whole different thing for the kids now, I guess, though, you know. But a lot of those animals are almost extinct anyway. Might as well just get it over with, you know. Extinction's sort of a proactive term with these guys. Some things you never thought you'd say, like, wow, these Nazis are annoying. Did I just say that? Is this real life? Did I say that? And now, like, you know, people you know for years are coming out as Trump voters. Like, they were hedging their bets for a while, but now they're like, nothing is okay to admit it to my friends. People you've known forever. They're like, yeah, I voted for him. And then that first thought is like, well, now I got a decision to make. The fuck do I do with you now? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that to everybody? Well, come on, you knew I was a Republican. I just voted party line. It was, you know, both of them were bad. I wasn't going to vote for her. She was a crook. Was she a crook, or was she just a nice older lady that didn't understand her phone? I've got 2 email accounts on my phone. I screw up sometimes. There's no international consequence, just usually me going like, oh shit, now that idiot has my real email address. And be hearing from him more than I want to be. But then I try to have a conversation with these people because I know them, and you know, I don't want this polarization. At some point we're gonna have to bridge it. You know, so I'm like, I don't get, just explain to me really why, I mean, how are we going to communicate now? And he's like, well, come on, man, you know, we're all Americans. And I'm like, no. Not enough, not going to be enough. Well, come on, we you know, like you know, everyone loves, you know, Tom Petty and burritos. Yeah, that's true, but I don't think Petty is enough to bridge this gap. I just don't think that he has that power at this juncture. And they're like, why we just don't talk about politics? I'm like, you know, here's what bugs me, man. There are people that had to climb out of their hate holes to vote for this guy. They never voted before. They had to figure out where to vote and how to do it. They had to take time away from hating, which was hard for some of them, and vote for this guy. And now you're aligned with them. You're on the same side as them. You're part of that. And they're like, well, I bet you that guy likes Petty. You know, I mean, I think if you, seriously, man, if you just talk to him, stayed away from politics, they're just people, man. You know, I'm like, well, what, you mean I'm going to go to Chipotle with that guy? Sit there and be like, wow, you prefer the bowl over the burrito? Interesting. Yeah, I like the bowl. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, Tom Petty, you like Petty? Oh, I fucking love Petty. Oh, that's cool, that's cool. I hate Jews, though, I hate Jews. Yeah, it's going south quick. Maybe we shouldn't talk about politics. As if that's politics. I don't know, man. Look, I will admit, if this guy does anything good, I'll admit it. I'm not saying it's going to be good for people that didn't vote for him, and it's still okay to say that in this country. I did not vote for him. But for us, it's not going to be good. It's always going to be horrible. We're not going to one day wake up in the next 3.5 years and go like, holy shit, this turned around. We're just going to have to eat that. We're going to have to suck that up and fight the fight that we can fight, but it's not going to be good. But if he does anything good, I'll admit it. That said, if it's much worse than we ever anticipated, which is really fucking bad, the people that voted for him are going to have to apologize. That's all. He's going to have to apologize. I just need a little eye contact. Look, even if we only have 8 minutes before the missiles hit, I'm going to need a little eye contact and a few words. Even if it's like, oh man, I didn't think you'd do this. This is crazy, bro. Sorry. Petty rules, though, right? Fucking Petty.